Arsenal have taken big strides forward under Mikel Arteta this season, and despite missing out on the Premier League title, jumping from 5th to 2nd is very respectable. But to close the gap to the very top and go one step further, Arsenal need reinforcements from the transfer window. So today we're going to take a look at 3 players that Arsenal could sign in the summer to help them close the gap to Manchester City and win the title. Remember to subscribe if you're new and check out SofaScore. But anyway, let's get this party started. Favouring a 4-3-3 that transitions to a flexible 3-2-5 in possession, Mikel Arteta has clearly defined roles in his Arsenal team. So finding cover or upgrades means simply finding players with skill set that fits in to Arteta's roles. This is a big reason why Arsenal's most recent transfer business has been so effective, because Arteta has given Edu clear direction when looking for new players. It was the same for Klopp's Liverpool a few years ago, and to a lesser extent Brighton and Hove Albion. There are 3 major areas that can be upgraded: a box-to-box 8 to replace Granit Xhaka, a defensive midfielder to compete with and eventually replace Thomas Partey, and a right central defender that will allow William Saliba to fully recover from his injury problems and perhaps eventually partner the 22-year-old. Let's start with the biggest upgrade. For all of Granit Xhaka's improvements this season, becoming a key cog in Mikel Arteta's well-oiled machine, Xhaka still has issues with his temperament and can lose his head in big games. There's also room for improvement. Despite Xhaka's 5 goals and 5 assists being a great return for the Swiss international, Arteta could squeeze more out of the position with a suitable upgrade. I think that player could be Declan Rice. Already heavily linked with a move to the Emirates, Rice might look to be a defensive midfield upgrade, but I think he's got potential to play higher up. Athletic, mobile and a very intelligent player, Rice is also superbly technical and has the ability to strike the ball cleanly, suggesting that he could score more goals given the opportunity. Almost all of his goals are impressive, from the 91st minute equaliser against Kidderminster, where he nearly took the net off from inside the box, to his surging carry against Ghent, where he turned the defender inside and out and finished smartly with his weaker left foot. These goals show what Rice could contribute to Arsenal's midfield: ball winning, powerful runs and high levels of composure. Very comfortable in possession, Rice tends to control West Ham's tempo and is very capable of breaking lines with progressive passes. He's also an accurate long passer who loves a switch of play. In fact, Rice ranks in the top 2% of central midfielders across Europe's top 5 leagues for switches per 90. What's more is that the England international is very composed in possession, and with great technical belief in his ability, Rice can dribble his way out of pressures with carries. This is quite different from Granit Xhaka's skill set. While Xhaka is as good, if not slightly better, at passing than Rice, the former Arsenal captain is much less dynamic than the West Ham man. Rice is also more solid defensively, so whilst Arsenal might lose a little bit of creativity by replacing Xhaka with him, Rice would make Arsenal's midfield more solid and add thrust and determination, but also dynamism. Rice is such a good ball winner that he's won possession through tackles and interceptions, the 3rd most in the Premier League this season. Reportedly set to cost around £100 million, whilst Declan Rice would be expensive, he has the potential to grow into a complete midfielder in either the number 8 role or as a number 6. And at 24, Rice has still got his best years ahead of him. What's more is that Rice has a history of improving year on year, and Mikel Arteta has a history of improving players, like we've seen with Granit Xhaka. With the right guidance and in the right system, Declan Rice could improve his goal scoring to fit into the mould of Leon Goretzka, a top quality number 8 that dominates with physicality but has the technical skills to score goals. Although if Rice is deemed too expensive, picking up Mason Mount from Chelsea, if available at a cut price, could be a great creative option. Alternatively, Ilkay Gundogan on a free transfer could be smart business for a short-term fix. The next area of upgrade is at centre-back. There's no doubt that William Saliba and Gabriel formed a title-winning partnership. But without the French half of the duo, Gabriel has massively regressed alongside Rob Holding, and as such, so have Arsenal. In fact, the Gunners won 78% of their Premier League games with Saliba in the side, with their win rate drastically dropping by around 40% without the Frenchman. Upgrading Holding is a must, but with William Saliba's back injury starting to look like a long-term problem, Arsenal might need a centre-back with the quality to replace Saliba right now and allow the Frenchman the time to recover properly. There are a lot of talented ball-playing centre-backs out there. It just depends what Arsenal's goals are for next season. If they want to continue building, then looking at someone like 19-year-old Antonio Silva could be the move. But for a more immediate impact, who could cover and replace Saliba when he's injured, or partnering when he's not, would be Fikayo Tomori. Whilst the AC Milan man struggled a little bit against Premier League opposition in the Champions League this season, this doesn't make the England international a bad player. In reality, Tomori is a very athletic defender with great recovery pace, reasonable strength and a good leap. Combine this with an aggressive defensive style, but a natural ability to read the play, and Tomori is a quite well-rounded defender. In possession, Tomori is quite safe and secure, keeping the ball moving with simple but accurate passes off both feet. However, that's not to say he's bad on the ball. Tomori is accurate with his long passing and will both switch to play as well as looking forwards, making runs in behind. What's more is that when he has the opportunity to line break, Tomori will play forward quickly to launch an attack for his side. His 3.78 progressive passes per 90 might only rank him in the top 33% of centre-backs across Europe's top 5 leagues this season, but this number is very much in line with the other Arsenal centre-backs and puts him slightly ahead of Saliba. But where he really shines is with his defending. When his marker looks to receive, Tomori is aggressive and will pressure from behind, trying to use his frame and legs to knock the ball away, but at the very least, Tomori stops forwards from turning. He'll step out of the shape to achieve this, which can be risky, but his speed generally allows him time to reach the player. But Tomori doesn't just step out of defence. Playing for an AC Milan side that likes to press high, Tomori is often left to sweep up any through balls that get played in behind the defence. But thanks to his good awareness and impressive speed, he often thrives in these situations. Despite playing for an AC Milan side that averages the 5th most possession in Serie A this season, Tomori has actually won the 4th most tackles amongst centre-backs and the most amongst Milan players in the competition, which really shows how defensively active he is. Whilst Tomori has spent most of his time at left centre-back, he has experience playing on the right. As much as the AC Milan man isn't quite at Saliba's level in possession, he's as good if not better defensively. What's more is that his lightning pace would add more protection to Arsenal's defence in transition. Under contract until 2027, Tomori might not be cheap, but he'll add an immediate upgrade to Arsenal's squad with Premier League experience. What's more is that once Saliba is fit, he could form a fantastic partnership alongside Tomori, with the England international the stopper and Saliba the cover defender. And finally, Arsenal could look for a long-term replacement for Thomas Partey. His time at Arsenal has been plagued with injury, and when he's not fit, the Gunners have massively missed his commanding presence. A player who can not only replace Partey's ability on the ball, but his defensive strength too is Moises Caicedo. The Ecuadorian is one of the biggest midfield prospects in the world right now. He's already one of the best controlling midfielders in the Premier League. For Brighton, he's mainly played as either a defensive midfielder in a double pivot or as a number 8 in a midfield 3. Despite his versatility, Caicedo has played at his best from the deepest position in midfield, where he's got the ability to act as the hub of the team. A fantastic distributor, Caicedo can pretty much play any pass on the pitch. Composure under pressure, Caicedo can dictate the tempo with short and simple passes, but he can also break lines with zip balls along the ground. And finally, Caicedo is also very accurate with his long passes and more than capable of switching the play off his stronger right foot, as well as his weaker left foot. Caicedo's assist for Mitoma against Everton earlier on this season highlights his ability as the deepest defender. We start with Dunk in possession, who finds Sacramento as the Ecuadorian finds Veltman. Having found a pocket of space, Caicedo looks over both of his shoulders to check for markers and receives off Veltman. Caicedo instantly turns and plays a flat switch out to Mitoma, who catches Patterson out, allowing the Brighton winger to cut inside and finish. Caicedo really excels when pressed because of his agility, technical skills and low centre of gravity, allowing him to quickly change direction or move the ball on with a pass. His ability on the ball would make him ideal to control Arsenal's build-up, much in the same way that Partey does. But Caicedo's energy and ability to cover ground make him an excellent ball winner. In fact, Caicedo's 136 tackles plus interceptions isn't just the second most in the Premier League, but his 136 tackles plus interceptions possessions is actually more than both Xhaka and Partey combined. Able to anchor the midfield when Arsenal are in the final third, Caicedo's aggression and speed would allow him to improve Arsenal's counter-press and shut down any potential counter-attacks. Meanwhile, his tactical intelligence and technical skills and overall flexibility would allow for positional interchange in his game, with Caicedo as comfortable playing as an 8 as he is as a 6. Like with Declan Rice, Moises Caicedo wouldn't be cheap, but Arsenal will be signing one of the best young midfielders in the world, who wouldn't just offer competition for Partey, but he'd probably replace him too. But anyway guys, what do you think? Who should Arsenal sign in the summer to close the gap to the best team in Europe and win the Premier League? Let me know in the comments below. Check out SofaScore and we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. If you've enjoyed this video, why not check out some more content on the Statman Dave YouTube channel.